Hi, we are going to start out today with a standing warm up. Begin with your feet parallel, hip width apart, and we'll start with a little movement through the foot itself. So you can place your hands on your hips or just let your arms hang. And I want you to alternate between lifting all your toes and then lifting all your heels, but just a little bit. Don't go to your max tippy toe. Let it be, whoops, as I fall over, let it be about the weight shift forward and back from the back of your foot to the front of your foot. Do that 2 more times. And then once your feet are flat, let's take all those toes up again and just hold them lifted. And I want you to alternate between putting down your big toes, pick them up, then put down your little toes and pick them up. As I say big toes versus little toes, because I know you can't see my toes real well. When it's little toes, I'm driving the pinky down, but I'm letting all the toes respond. So like on my body, ring toe gets down, middle toe gets most of the way down, index toes lower, but not all the way down. Real descriptive, right? One more in and out. All right. Now you're going to lace your fingers together. Start with your hands at your chest. I'm going to turn sideways to you. We're going to tune into your breath. So now weight in your heels. Stack your torso vertically above your pelvis. And then we're going to round forward with your upper body as you exhale. Turn your palms around, reach away from you, and look down at your feet. When you inhale, bring your hands into your chest and lift to look at the ceiling. Exhale, round forward, reaching your arms away from you. Inhale, back up. Let those elbows tuck back and your blades come together. Now feel your blades spread out as you flex forward. Inhale, back up. And just one more time, exhale, rounding your spine. And inhale to lift. Okay, so let us get a nice isolation in your upper back. Come down into a squat and place your hands on your legs. Let's take that into a cat stretch so we can get the lower half of your spine moving too. When you exhale, you're going to fully flex the spine. So still incorporate that spreading of the blades. On your inhale, stick out your tail, extend your spine, and let the blades come together again. We'll go through neutral on your way to flexing the spine, and then you're elongating out, going past neutral into a slight extension. 2 more times. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the back, keep the bend in the knees. Inhale, roll back out, push down into your heels. Last time. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, flatten back out. Stay in your squat. Drop a shoulder, and then a shoulder, and alternate, dropping the shoulders. And really let it be a giving in, a collapsing down. If this feels okay, you can add a turn of your head so you're looking over your shoulder. Keep the give or the bounce in your hips, allowing them to twist a little with you. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Back to the middle. Come on back up to stand. All right, let's go down to the mat. You're going to lean back on your forearms next. All right, so we're going to work on an incline. Activate through your shoulder girdle by pushing away from the floor with your forearms. That'll lift your chest. And you want to keep your pelvis just in the beginning of an imprint, just a little rock back. We're going to go through a leg slide and lift as a fluid motion. So when you exhale, glide your foot down the mat, lift it towards the ceiling. Inhale to lower it, drag it back down. Okay, so we make the longer lever, challenge your torso to stay stable as you lift lower, pull back in. Exhale away, compressing the abs as you lift the leg. Inhale back in, 2 more times, reach and lift. When you slide back in, let's push away from the floor a little more with the arms. 1 more time, and then return. Right into your other leg. It's an exhale to glide it out, lift it. Inhale to lower, drag it back. And again, reach away, lift, lower, and return. Exhale, press that chest up. Inhale to lower, drag it in 2 more times. Exhale and lift. Inhale and return. Last one, reach away, pop it up, lower, drag it back in. Let's go down flat to your back. I'm going to put you right into a set of arm circles just so we can move your shoulders after that bracing. So let's take an inhale. Arms are going to go overhead. Try to keep your rib cage neutral to the mat. Exhale, circle your arms to your sides. And again, inhale, reaching overhead, and exhale to circle around. 1 more time in this direction, and circle to your hips. Let's go backwards. Inhale to reach overhead. Then lift your arms, return them to your side. And again, inhale around. And exhale to lift them lower. One more time. And then around to your sides. Leave your arms relaxed by your sides. Let's give you a set of hip rolls next. Let's do the undulating style today. As you exhale, roll through imprint and peel the spine off the mat, a vertebra at a time, coming up to your full bridge. Now on the way down, keep your back straight and you're just going to hinge at the hips so you're landing gently on your sacrum. Exhale, roll yourself up. Then inhale, hinge back down. Now let it become a wave. So feel it flow through you, restore that neutral, and keep the arch as you come down. 2 more times. Pull your hips toward your heels as you lower. Last one. And then lower down. Let's reverse that. You're going to go straight up and then roll down like a wave. Exhale, lift, and inhale, roll back down. 3 more times. This is definitely my favorite exercise. It feels so good. 2 more. Exhale up and roll back down. I mean, I hope you feel that way too. 1 more time. And then roll back down. All right, one-legged bridge. So now we're just going to go straight up, down, both directions. One leg tabletop. Press down on the stabilizing foot, a little heavier on the big toe inside of the heel. And you're going to push your hips up, press down into your arms, and lower back down. Your arms are really important here. Obviously, they balance you, but they are both on the ground, right, compared to your legs. So it's a good way for you to sense what the center is and to give your brain that feedback of all the points of stability to support you. Go up one more time and you're going to stay there. Let's do 3 toe taps to challenge your endurance. So get into that big toe. Now when you exhale, tap your toes down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to tap and lift. One more time. Leave it up in tabletop. Drop it back down. All right, take your other leg to tabletop. Let's go back to just that lifting and lowering. Anchor down the foot. Exhale, push up your hips. Inhale to return. And again, squeeze your glutes, lift to bridge, and inhale to lower. Exhale up and inhale down. Now you're going to stay up, lifting on that exhale. Take a breath in, then tap it down for 1 and lift. 2, keep pressing those hips up. 3, lower your hips and come back down. Release your leg. Grab onto the back of your thigh. Roll yourself up to sitting again. Let's go into a half roll back. Work with some bend in your knees. Your feet can be flat or your toes can be off. Get yourself up onto your sit bones for your starting position. And let's reach your arms forward at chest height. Go ahead and flex your spine, curling over your legs. As you exhale, roll your hips back, and you're going to roll about halfway down towards the mat, but only as far as you can keep your low back flexed. Then as you inhale, curl forward over your knees. Roll back on your exhale, sliding your shoulders out of your ears. Dive forward. My voice might disappear. I feel like I have to sneeze. I'm going to hit mute real quick. Oh, nothing like moving through a sneeze. Exhale back. Inhale forward. All right, we're going to stay back a little longer. Glad it wasn't multiple sneezes at least. Exhale, roll back and stay. Inhale, lift your arms to the ceiling. Exhale, lower your arms, and then inhale, dive forward. All right, we're going to do that 2 more times. Roll back just like that. Arms go up, arms go down, dive forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, dive forward. This time, arms in line with your ears while you go back. So you're going to roll back. It's almost like a bunny ears. And then I want to circle one arm around to where you started. We'll alternate arms every time. Okay, so you're coming back with more load, right? So that'll feel harder on your abs right away. When you circle the arm and come forward, now your abs have to work to resist rotating to the side or shifting your weight off to the side. Roll back. Arm goes out and around as you flex forward. I feel like I'm at my capacity of ability to talk and do the movement, like the walking and chewing gum part of this. Exhale, roll back. So no one judge my form. Circle and dive forward. Last one, roll back. Circle, dive forward. All right, sit up tall. Grab on to the back of those thighs. Roll yourself down. Boom. All right, walk those feet back in a little bit. So we tend to feel a half roll back a lot in your lower abs and in your glutes. We are now going to target more of the upper end and just go through some ab prep work, building up some choreography. Take your hands behind your head. Let's just use a 2 breath pattern just so you can kind of get the basic crunch in your body. When you exhale, tip your chin down, curl up your head and shoulders to see your thighs, and then inhale as you lower back down. And again, nod your chin, flex forward, gaze towards your legs. Inhale as you return. Exhale, curl up, and inhale, lower. One more like that, flexing forward, lower back down. Rotation with an arm chop a few times. Exhale, flexing and chopping across to create the rotation. Lower back down. So as you reach with that hand, make sure you're pressing down because that helps you increase your flexion and get more rotation. Exhale, we'll also do 4 sets of this to each side. And cross and chop and down. Exhale, lift and lower. You want to look wherever the hand's going. Last 2 and 1, and pause back at the center. All right, so you've got 2 patterns. Let's give you another layer, making them both a little bit more challenging. Rock into imprint when you exhale, and then lift your legs up one at a time to tabletop. You're going to crunch, sustain your crunch, and we're going to alternate reaching out one leg at a time. Nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders, and then alternate reaching one leg out then the other. So this is our single leg stretch choreography from the ab series. And I want to turn this into a bicycle. So when you reach away, shoot it out high and sweep your leg down the wall. And 3, 2, now reverse it, scoop it up and reach. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1, both legs up, tuck your knees in and lower your head, but not your legs. Now, legs back out. The second set with your obliques will still chop. We'll start holding your legs in tabletop, then add those legs, the first legs, not the bicycle, back in. Curl up your head and shoulders. Take another breath in. Let's get that rotation. So we're just going to chop and come to center. I'm not going to give you a lot of these chops alone, just one more to each side. If you want to leave the legs out, just keep doing this. But if you want to bring them back in, reach out the opposite leg from the direction you're turning towards and reach and center. Exhale and press. You've got 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Back to the center. Drop your head and tuck your knees in. Dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo. All right, we're going on to your stomach. W arms, breaststroke. Let's take this in pieces. You're going to take first focus on the spine going up and down between the 2 positions. So when you breathe in, give a little pressure into your forearms. Lift your head and chest away from the mat until you just have one rib on the mat. So this is extension through your upper spine. And then when you exhale, I want you to lower yourself just to a hover. So you're almost straight like you'd be against the mat, but just above it. Inhale, pull your shoulder blades back, open your chest, lift your chin. And now feel like it's the breath pulling you down. So the ribs coming together and down draws you into hover. So it's still an active position. Inhale, it's the expansion of your breath that helps you lift up and bend backwards. And then exhale, it's that closing in of the ribs that brings you down. Come up one more time on your inhale. Now let's add the arms overhead as the next step. Exhale, come to hover and extend the arms. Inhale, bend your elbows, lift back up. Exhale, pull your abs in, dive down nice and low. Inhale, lift, expand your chest. One more of those. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. All right, I hope you're ready. We're going right into the full breaststroke. When you exhale, go to your low hover with your arms extended overhead. Inhale, circle your arms to your hips as you lift your head and chest. Exhale, pull your abs in, dive back down and reach your arms through. Inhale, circle your arms, open and lift your chest. Exhale, get it nice and low to the mat. Use the breath to lift you up and keep powering it that way. Exhale, tightens your abs to support that weight of your arms. Inhale helps you lift. Last two. Exhale, take it low. Inhale, circle, come up. One more time. Dive it down. Circle and lift. All right, come on back down. Push yourself back into a shell stretch. Here, you're going to take a big breath into your back. Stay for an exhale, compressing your abs, get even a little rounder. You're going to do one more breath in to stay here. Roll up to sitting on your exhale. All right, we're going to go into a side bend next. So I'm going to have you sit. We're going to take a short side bend for the whole set, because next we're going to do side kicks. So we're going to have sustain time on that arm. I can't see you at home, so if you want to do a bigger side bend, do your thing. Otherwise, you're stacking your legs up like this. Hands are in line with your knees with your fingertips spread out. We start with the wiggle. The initiation of the motion is here. You're going to drop the shoulder, which pushes your ribs over to start the chain of events. So let us begin. Inhale, drop that shoulder, shift those ribs. Now lift your hips and come up into your big side bend. Exhale to come down with control. So the shoulder drops down first, and then we stack the weight up over that shoulder. And then when you come back down, you don't have to shrug it, but it'll end with a slight elevation. And again, up and over. Allow your head to fall and lower back down. We have 2 more reps on this side. As you come up, explore when you hit the peak. What would happen if you pulled your hands and your feet closer together? Does that change your muscular experience? And then back down. Or do you get something out of pushing up as high as you can right from the middle to stretch? And if either of those things gave you a better experience, just remember that always when you do it. All right, we're going to stay on this side, but switch positions slightly. Why don't you pop up into a tall kneel to transition? All right, hand's going to go down on the floor, like topple over like you're going to do a cartwheel, and get your hand in line with this knee. Now, watch this leg. I'm just going to turn it ever so slightly so you can see my foot. That angle will give you a little more stability, and you're going to take your other leg out straight in line with your body. So just get that all organized. Hand can go here or here, up to you. Take your top leg up to hip height and just peek at it, make sure it's parallel. Flex your foot and swing your leg forward when you breathe in. We're going to do 2 pulses in this direction. Point your toes, do 1 kick back when you exhale. Inhale for 2 kicks towards the front. Exhale, point your toes, sweep back your leg. Now, as you keep going back and forth, I'm trying to show this as best I can, staying parallel and at hip height. This would still be a great exercise if you were only this low, but you're going to get the best benefits if you do work to keep it parallel, which is a limit to how far you can go. When I'm kicking backwards, there's a very slight shift forward from the upper body just to keep the balance and reach. Last time. Flex, flex, point and reach back. All right, we're going to lower that leg. Let's go do this on the other side. Stag it up. All right, so spreading your fingertips, getting it even with your knees. Wiggle and get that initiation going. Make sure you've got the movement available at your ribs and shoulders. All right, let's use it now. Drop your shoulder, lift your hips, give me a big side bend, and then come back down, landing with control. And again, up and over, head falls towards the bottom arm, and then exhale as you return. Inhale to lift. Take your breath right into that top side, and exhale back down. 2 more times. Inhale up and over, and exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale, side bend, and exhale, return. All right, let's switch your position again. All right, so I'm going to use the tall kneel. Come down to the floor and send that other leg out. Just find the balance. Sneezes. Okay. Top leg to hip height, hand wherever you handed it, leg parallel. As you breathe in, kick forward in 2 pulses. Exhale, point your toes, sweep back the leg. And again, inhale, reach for 2. Exhale, point and reach back. Inhale, kick, kick. Exhale, sweep back the leg and reach. Reach, keep pressing away from the floor. Find that connection. Inhale, inhale. Exhale, press it back. Reach your sit bone away from your head. When you create that sense of being long in this plane, you'll get a better hamstring stretch faster. Last two. Reach, reach, sweep back. Remember, counterbalance. One more time. And pull it back. Good. Lay down. Does seem a little wiggle, wiggle dance. We're going to stay up here. All right, so in a tall kneel, leave a little space between your legs, but try to make your legs parallel so your feet should not be touching right now. Arms out to the side. I mean, I don't know what that's going to look like with the video. I look like I have no arm. Can you tell I have an arm here? All right, arms out to the side. Let's go palms down. 3 rotations to each side with a bent back elbow. As you exhale, rotate and pull back for 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Let me give you side view. Alternate, twisting for 1, deeper 2, further 3, and back to center. Keep going. When we do this style, 2 and 3, you're trying to keep your hips above your knees, but don't be too forceful about their stillness. Notice how I'm very slightly allowing the hips to rotate to follow the twist of the spine so that there's not too much compression or torque anywhere in the hips or the low back. 1 more to each side, and 2 and 3, back to center. Exhale, 3 and 2 and 1. Let's take it back to the middle. Relax your arms back down. All right, I want you to have a seat. Now we're going to do rolling like a ball. So the half roll back that we did earlier was to prep your body for this exercise, which builds endurance of your body holding a flexed position. You're going to start sitting, but don't worry about perfecting sitting up straight right now, because I'm going to have you prep by rolling back a little bit. So you come into that C shape with your back, and then you're going to lift up one leg at a time to tabletop. Your hands can rest on your shins, or you could put them behind your thighs, but you want to create a position that feels like a ball in the direction of the arms too, so stick out those elbows. When you exhale, try to increase your flexion, pulling your abs in and curling forward more. Now stay in this shape, and as you breathe in, start to rock back towards your shoulder blades, and when you exhale, you're going to roll back up to the starting position and try not to touch your feet down. As you inhale, roll back to the blades. When you exhale, curl up. Now, we haven't done this on one of these videos in a while, so I just want to remind you that the pressure between your arms and legs is very important to keep the system, to keep the shape. I'm pushing my hands into my legs a little bit on the way down, and my legs back into my hands on the way up. And there shouldn't be a visible change. It feels like an isometric contraction, but it is that kind of give and take in how they press each other that helps you shift your momentum from down to up, or to start down and to start up. 2 more times. Let the inhale fill up your back so you stay aware of how round you are there. Exhale, deepen the compression of your abs. And just 1 more, rolling back and then curling back up. Now, why don't we throw in the other 2 ab exercises from the ab series? Flat tire roll down for me this time. So you're just going to roll back, intending to stay down. Give yourself a little squish in. Okay, so the next exercise from the ab series is called double leg stretch. We're going to take your legs back out to tabletop and just check in with your breath. Make sure you still feel imprinted. Hands are going to go on the sides of your knees. When you exhale, drop your chin slightly, curl up your head and shoulders, and look at your legs. Let's stay here for a breath in. When you exhale, extend both of your legs out straight, and at the same time, reach your arms back by your ears. Inhale, circle your arms and tuck your knees back in. Exhale as the arms and legs reach out. Inhale, circle and catch the legs. Exhale away. Inhale, circle around, and exhale out. If your neck gets tired from all the ab work we've been doing, you can put your head down and just keep going through the motion of the limbs. If you keep your focus on staying in imprint through your torso, you'll still feel plenty of ab work. 1 more time. Exhale, reach. Come on back in. Let's give you that little head break. When we go back up, we're just going to finish this off with a set of scissors. So start with the legs tabletop like they were. Switch your hands to the back of your thighs. Drop your chin, curl up your head and shoulders, and then you can send your legs up straight, which feel like a nice little hamstring stretch. Now, when you exhale, you're going to drop one leg and draw the other one towards you, giving a little support with your hands. Inhale as you switch your legs, and we're going to do a pulse, pulse. Sorry, I did that, but I didn't say that. Exhale, inhale, exhale. So I'm using that bounce to reach out further, further, with the intention of increasing that sensation of ooey gooey stretch at the legs. And reach, reach, pulling the shoulder blades down. Another thing that's great to practice is like, how do I let a part of my body get a release without creating unnecessary tension in another part? How can I use my arms to support the shoulders not overworking? We've got 4 and 3. I only give you questions, not the actual solution. And 1. You got to ponder that all week. All right, drop your head. Tuck your knees into your chest. Yeah. Flip over onto your tummy. We got to keep the show moving. All right. Chicka chicka boom. Chicka chicka boom. Let's get on those forearms again in the opposite direction. So now align your elbows so they're under your shoulders. Arms are parallel. And again, you are bracing into your forearms to lift away from the floor. Bring your attention down to your pelvis and your legs. At the pelvis, well, let me do your legs first, actually. Your legs are going to be parallel. They can be together or slightly separated, but if you open them, only the width of your sit bones is really all you need. Now, back to your pelvis. You're going to tilt your pelvis in the direction that pushes your pubic bone into the ground more. When you do that, if we did that right, you will feel your butt squeeze. It definitely activates your glutes, and it should also feel like it's pulling your abs away from the floor. If you can't sense that, take an exhale breath and do it. Pull your belly button into your spine. Perfect moment for that cue. All right, one more breath in. Get really long through your spine, head away from your pubic bone. When you exhale, bend your right knee, and we're doing 2 pulses. So pointing first, flexing second, and then inhale as you reach it away again. Exhale to point and to flex. Inhale to lower, and we'll keep alternating. So as you flex the knees, feel it, and you want to make sure you're pulling your toes or your heel towards the sit bone that it's in line with. Point it, 1, 2. As you elongate, push away from the floor. And 1, 2. Do you still feel the abs drawing in to support you? 1, 2. Give a little pressure down into that pubic bone and reach, reach, nice and long to the mat. 4 more. Point and flex. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, connect. Strong torso. Reach it back away. Last 2. Point, flex, lengthen back out, and point, flex, lengthen back out. Take yourself. All right, not sure how smooth this is going to be, but my computer bonked and I had to restart it over again. Okay, we are still down here though. I'm going to have you do a set of swimming. So from the position you were in, we're coming back down to flat on your belly. You're opening your legs to about hip width apart and turning your toes out so they're laterally rotated. This is going to challenge you in similar ways to the breaststroke prep because we have to sustain the weight of those long arms overhead with your upper back muscles. So now you're going to take an exhale breath. Draw your abs in first like you're pulling them away from the mat, and then at the end of your exhale, I want you to lift and elongate so you're hovering just over the mat like a superhero flying. Now we're going to alternate lifting opposite arm and leg. Inhale for 5 flutters, accenting up. Exhale for 5 flutters. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reaching nice and long. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work to resist rotating. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach out long, lower back down. Sit back onto your heels and come into a shell stretch. From here, let's finish with a nice smooth flow into a cat stretch into the swan pattern. So from your full shell, just come forward a little bit with your hands so that you end up able to make the space to drop your chest to extend the spine and stick your tailbone up. When you exhale, you're going to tuck your tail under and start to round towards into the cat stretch as you go towards the ceiling and shift forward into your hands. Now push your hips down, lift your chest, draw your blades back, and lift your chin. So we're in extension in this moment. When you exhale, you're going to drop your chin and start to roll backwards. As you inhale, stick your tailbone out, drop your chest, lift your chin. Again, as you exhale, tuck your tail under, flex your spine, and shift forward. Push your hips down. Lift your heart up, lift your chin. When you exhale, drop your chin and round your spine to roll back. Stick out your tail, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, tuck the tail under, flex the spine, shift forward. Hips down, heart up, look towards the sky. Drop your head, round your spine. Don't rush through this. Like, get real round. Wave it through you like you do in that undulation in the beginning. One more time. Exhale, roll forward through flexion. Push the hips down, lift your heart, lift your chin. Now drop your head, round your spine, shift your weight back. Stick out the tail, drop your chest, drop your chin. Walk your hands in, roll up onto your feet. Come up to stand. And just finishing out, just stretching a little bit. I want you to take your feet about hip width apart and just go into a nice big flowing side bend, letting your arms just wave and swing. Add a little cross step so we can make it a bigger stretch that goes up the whole side of your body, especially that outer hip there, and up and over. One more each way. And then back into the center and come into a plie. Let's take your arms out to the side. Make your side bend, and this time I want you to drop through the middle, swing the arms around to the other side bend, and come back up. So you're going to side bend, let your arms just hang, bring them back in and up and back to the top. And I want you to use this coming forward to just really let go, circling the arms, and lift, and over to stretch. Hang with that weight, swivel, and lift. One more to each side. Side bend. Come through the middle. Side bend and up. One more time. And around. Swing it. And then back up. All right. I hope that felt good using your arms like momentum like that. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.